Here is our theme song for a really great podcast. I'm Billy Montana and I co-host Finding My Voice, from the yucky to the funny with Kristen Toepfer. Kristen was a model and walked at New York Fashion Week. And suddenly she fell ill and had a hemorrhagic stroke. She couldn't talk for 2 years. She would watch the birds in her backyard. Doctor said she wouldn't make it. Her major victory was walking from her front door to a mailbox. Now she can walk 3 miles. She's a miracle. She's resilient and a tough Jersey girl. She is the voice of the voiceless. She has a book coming out called Finding My Voice. She is a stroke and aphasia advocate. Take a listen to this informative and real fun show.
Hi, and welcome to aphasia and stroke advocate Kristen Toepfer's podcast. Hi, Kristen. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Today we're talking about something that a lot of stroke survivors struggle with, but don't always talk about. The holidays and family. Why did you want to tackle this topic?
Because there's a lot of things that are not said around the holidays. Like, a lot of people don't say it, and then there's the family that doesn't understand.
So before we dive in, can you paint a picture for us? What did the holidays look like before September 12th, 2018? What were your favorite holiday traditions?
It was good. It was great. I go to several places. Most of the time I'm working. They were great. The average person. We go to my grandma's house. I go to my aunt's house and go to my in-laws' house, and it was pretty good. It was great.
Describe a Christmas that you remember having before the stroke. Tell me about it.
Well, that was when my grandma was alive, and that was, everybody gather around, and everybody was there, and that's the good memories I have.
Okay. And so what were your favorite holiday traditions?
Just being together with everybody.
Did you guys do any like Christmas carols, or did you do like, was there certain music? Did you guys like open like one present on Christmas Eve? How did all that stuff work? Did Santa
Well,
come down the chimney?
we go to church. That's a tradition.
Okay. All
We
right.
have the German pickle.
Yeah, what?
So the German pickle.
What's the
So
German pickle?
if you find the German pickle, you get a prize. It's
Oh,
hung on
okay.
the tree.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So you didn't eat it, or you did eat it?
No, it's
It's
plastic.
plastic German pickle. Got it. Okay. All right. So, you couldn't talk for 2 years. How did you participate in holiday gatherings when you couldn't communicate?
I usually sat in the corner, but I could understand everybody talking. I just couldn't say what I wanted to say.
Right.
Me and John had like our own code
You had
about
your own code.
yeah, like if I pulled on his shirt, then I know like if I wanted to leave or I needed something.
Okay. Um, did you even want to be there at the time?
Yeah, because I didn't get to see the family much when I was out in rehab and everything, and like that was
So you didn't get to
so
see the
some
family
people.
much during the normal time. So the holidays was a time for you to see everybody.
Yeah.
Um, for people who don't understand, can you describe what it feels like at a family gathering when you have aphasia?
If you can't, um, normally if they can't understand you, They might try to talk to you, or you might try talk to them. They need a lot of understanding and patience to try to have some kind of normal, not normal, but some kind of conversation. Um,
Conversation. So you like it's hard to have a normal conversation.
right. And then if you don't, or you get tired of trying to talk and have it's a lot of brain work. It gets exhausting.
So it's emotionally exhausting for you to put in all that effort, and people don't understand the effort that you're putting in to try to communicate.
Right.
Like when everyone's talking and laughing and you can't join in.
Right.
Has that happened to you before? Like when everybody's having a blast and you're just sitting there like, I know what everybody's laughing about and I want to laugh too, but it's just not coming out.
Right.
Okay. Did you ever feel like an outsider at your own family's gatherings?
No, it's just sometimes you just have to be able to, yeah, yes, sometimes I do. Because if when you're in a stroke, if you only, when you have a stroke or aphasia, sometimes you need to go into a bedroom and try to like recenter yourself there. So you can try to, you need to get yourself out of the conversation and the what's going around.
Like you were there, but not really there? Did you ever feel like that?
Yeah,
How did that make you feel?
kind of sad, but it's still good to be there.
What's the hardest part about holidays now compared to before the stroke?
Right now it's better. Um, I still get nervous. Yeah, I get nervous because I'm still after the stroke. I never had to be nervous before the stroke. Now I'm like nervous about like everything.
Like, tell me, like, tell the audience what you're afraid of. Like, are you afraid of like having a seizure? Are you afraid of like what are some things that you'd be afraid of?
Doing this, I'm afraid of um, going out into public or especially by myself. If I go into quick check and my husband's in the car and I try to do it by myself.
I said you're just like basically like afraid of like maybe falling down while you walk into the store or maybe not being able to get the words out, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to talk about family dynamics and understanding. Let's talk about family. John has been by your side through all of this. How has he helped make holidays better for you since the stroke?
If I try to say something that doesn't make sense, he can um interpret it for me just because he knows what I'm trying to say.
Because he's
I
known you for
have
so long.
my own language with him.
Yes, so you developed your own little code language between you and John, and because John knows you so well, he's just able to read you and communicate with you at a different level.
Correct.
Have there been family members who just don't get it? Like they don't understand why you're quieter or why things are harder for you?
Um, there's a couple that didn't understand the severity of it. Um, they thought I was like, I just went to rehab and then I'm done and then I'm cured.
So people, is this like a true statement? Do you perceive them as expecting you to be back to the old Kristen because you had gone to rehab and now you should be all better? Or are they like more understanding with you and realizing that you're really kind of like just making slow improvements each day?
They thought like I was gonna like be better, like and go home and be like better,
How do you handle it when family members treat you differently now?
more supportive. Um, Definitely more supportive. They always ask me or help me when I need something. Definitely.
Like, how do you handle it if someone talks down to you or acts like you can't understand things?
I just take it cheap shot and just move on.
Does that happen often, little while, sometimes not often,
Not often.
but it has happened?
Yeah,
And how did that make you feel when somebody like talked down to you or got frustrated because you couldn't understand them?
it's happened a couple times.
Did it make you feel bad?
Yeah,
Did it get you upset?
not anymore. I feel better that it's kind of like beneath me now. Like I don't care anymore.
Right. Well, you're pretty tough-skinned anyway, so what kind of advice do you give somebody? Like, let's say one of our listeners who hasn't had a stroke is listening to this because somebody in their family has had a stroke and aphasia. What would be your advice to them during the holidays to somebody that they love or know that is in a similar situation as you are?
I'd say try to keep them involved. Um, if they sit there in the corner and they're not being involved with it with everybody, keep them like don't be so you don't have to keep asking if you're okay every 5 minutes, but it's still them involved with conversations. Or, obviously they might not could answer them, but you can still keep them in conversations because you could still hear them instead
Right.
of
So
sitting.
you bring up a very, very good point. And I would imagine this could be annoying for you sometimes when somebody's mistaken your quietness or as not being present and or that something's wrong. So they keep asking you like, are you okay? Are you okay? Like I would imagine that it must, knowing you, I would imagine that it's at some point it gets on your nerves.
Yeah,
Do you have a specific incident that you can describe or a certain time where you just got like frustrated that somebody kept asking you, are you okay?
not specifically.
Okay. But it has happened. And so if there's a listener out there, what advice can you give them? Can you tell them like, hey, don't ask people every 5 minutes if they're okay? So basically what I'm trying to say is, should they just try to treat you normal?
Right.
Right. So I'm sure there have been times when there are other people that have tried to like overcompensate and try to uh keep talking to you like there's something wrong with you. And basically, the bottom line is that you still have all your faculties. You understand everything that's going on. You're just not able to really verbalize things the way you would like. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. What's something you wish your family understood better about what you're going through during the holidays?
Well, you also, in my case, I also couldn't um use the right side of my body. So that was walk too well. So somebody had to carry me, like not carry me, but
So somebody basically had to like just kind of guide you along the way.
yeah,
Okay. Have you ever had to set boundaries with family?
nothing comes to mind.
Okay. So now let's go to this topic, dealing with trauma during the holidays. The holidays can bring up a lot of emotions. Do you find yourself comparing who you were before the stroke to who you are now more during the holidays?
And during the holidays, I always wish I could go back to the day of the stroke and be like, if it was just one day earlier, I could have been back normal again.
Right. And that's what we were talking about the last time about mourning your old life. Um, but I feel like you can't go backwards because there's nothing, it's happened. So you can't beat yourself up over what if I did this? What if I did that? You know? And you've mentioned going to church a few times. So I could only imagine that there's always a purpose for things and things happen for a reason. And even though in your case, it was somewhat of a tragedy, but I think that maybe like we talked when we were talking on the phone last week, um, I told you that I felt like with all the years that you worked at UPS, with all the modeling you did, New York Fashion Week, billboards, all of that stuff, you are literally making more impact on society in this world now than you would have ever done if you continue to model and work at UPS. Like you're writing a book, you're making a difference in people, you're educating people, you're being raw and real with people. So I feel that you should be very proud of yourself and realize that maybe this, in a weird way, is your purpose, you know?
Yeah,
And I think the holidays just kind of create a little bit more anxiety for people in general. And I can only imagine that now. I mean, like, let's be honest. If if I show up at a Christmas party that I haven't seen people in a year and I gain 50 pounds, people are going to look at me. And there may be nothing wrong with me except the fact that I gained weight, but people are going to look at me. And then that gives you anxiety because you know you gained weight, so you're going to be looking and saying, "Oh, you know, what are they going to think of me? You know, like, should I even go?" Or the week before, you're like starving yourself to lose 5 pounds. It's really not going to be very noticeable. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
there are things that have happened, like that happen with people all the time. But I think in your case, it's just got to amplify and magnify the situation more. Um, so September 12th is your stroke anniversary, you say. Um, and it's also your birthday. How do you deal with that date now? Is it hard when it comes around each year?
no, it's like a celebration of life.
Good.
Another year.
You have you have a great attitude about it. You're only human, so there are going to be days when you're depressed. There's going to be days when you don't feel great. But I also feel that you have overall you have a great attitude about it. Um, do certain holidays trigger sadness or grief for your old life, like you used to do that you can't do the same way now?
And Christmas is one of those holidays that, you really, really miss, but then you really, really enjoy for like the future.
I know you've talked about pity parties before for yourself. Do those happen more during the holidays?
I guess.
Take me through something like that. Like, take me through a pity party during the holiday. What brings it on and what usually happens to you?
I haven't had one in like a year or two.
When it happens, what brought it on?
I don't really know.
So it just kind of happened. It just like one day you just got up and you just felt like just down. Or was it a
Guess
certain
so.
memory that maybe you had? Like maybe you had a memory of baking cookies and now you know you can't do it, so it puts you in a tailspin, maybe?
More depression. Laying in bed, isolating.
So how do you pull yourself out of that?
I just have to one foot for the other.
Is it did you just like have your good cry and get it over with and just be like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I got to move forward?
Yeah.
How do you handle it when you're at a family gathering in the holidays and you start feeling overwhelmed or sad?
I would go into a room and I would sit there and I would try to meditate for a little bit just to center myself.
And that meditation, is that something that you've always done, or is that something that you learned through your therapy?
I learned.
You learned. And it helps, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You don't sound like very confident.
it,
It helps sometimes, all the time, some of the times. What?
it depends if there's the environment I'm in.
Right. And so what do you do then? Do you just like say, okay, um, I'm good now. I'm ready to go back out and face people again, or you just stay
Yeah.
there until you feel like you can.
Yes.
Okay. Let's get to the yucky, your favorite part. What's been the most frustrating or embarrassing holiday moment since your stroke?
I guess it was I was I didn't get in time to to the bathroom, so I had to get a new pair of pants.
So I know this kind of stuff is embarrassing. It's hard to talk about, but if you had to give advice to people, should they just expect things like this to happen? So they should be prepared by bringing stuff with them in case something like that happens?
It depends um if you have problems with your bladder or if your problems with going to the bathroom. Um, some people have that because of the stroke. Some people have that just normal. I know I have having it because of my bladder,
Right.
and I
So
take
I would imagine at this point now that you prepare yourself for those kind of things, right?
usually.
Yeah. Well, Kristen, I will definitely like commend you and I have a lot of respect for you because you're being so raw, open, and honest with this, and a lot of people are not, but you're being very real about the struggles, and that's what this podcast is really about. It's to help other people and to also make people feel like they're not alone. Like this is common stuff that happens. It's not like out of the ordinary. And it's hard to say these things publicly. So I definitely want you to know that it's very, very, very much appreciated that you have been so open and honest with the audience about this. So the bigger picture, a lot of stroke survivors isolate themselves during the holidays You did that for a while, right?
Well, if you really need to isolate, then you could, that's what you want to do. You're not isolate.
Is it important to push yourself to attend gatherings even when you don't want to?
Yes. And
Why is that?
it's a catch 22.
Okay. Why is that?
You want to stay home, but you also want to go out.
Okay. So it's like conflicting feelings. Like you really don't feel like going out, but you know it's probably in your best interest to go. But then once you go, you're glad you went.
Yeah.
Right. That's what a lot of things. You know, sometimes people just don't feel like they're not in a great mood and they don't feel like going someplace. It could be a party, could be Christmas, could be whatever. I don't want to go. It's too much hassle. I got to get up. I got to get dressed. I got to take a shower. I got to shave. I got to do this. I got to do that. I don't really feel like going. But then if I don't go, I'm going to disappoint people that are expecting me there. So then you push yourself to go. And then when you get there, normally you have a great time and then you're like, I'm really glad I went. So is it kind of like the same situation?
Yeah.
So, how do you deal with people at holiday gatherings who ask the same questions over and over, like, how you doing? Are you better now? Are you okay?
You just have to deal with it.
It's almost like they don't know what to say. So they just keep saying those things, like, how you doing? Um, are you better now? Are you okay? Because I think a lot of times maybe people don't know how to act around you. So what advice would you give more so, not to the people who had the stroke, but to the people who know somebody who has one? This is who this is for. People need to be educated and they need to know that just because it's slower for you to process speech doesn't mean that you're a vegetable, correct? So what do you say to those people? Like in the nicest possible way.
You say, you say, yeah, aphasia and just slow down for me because I can't understand what you're saying.
Have you ever heard the expression lights are on but nobody's home?
Yes.
So in your case, that would be a derogatory statement because you are home.
Right.
And actually, you're pretty aware of your surroundings. You're pretty aware of yourself. You're pretty aware of your limitations. It's actually remarkable how aware you are of yourself and your limitations and what you're going through. So how do you communicate to people and let them know, no bueno, this is not good. Like, don't talk to me like I'm in kindergarten. Pre-stroke Kristen would have no problem saying, don't treat me like I'm some kind of kindergarten kid. But you're a little bit nicer now. So, in a nice way, how do you tell people, don't treat me like I'm in kindergarten? I'm still the same intelligent woman that you always knew. I just have a hard time processing speech.
Basically what you said.
Yeah. Have you had to have those conversations with anybody before?
Um, Yes,
Did they like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, or I didn't
yes.
know? Yeah. Well, that's a good reaction to have. So that's good. How about this one? Because I know you've gone through this. Because I've even done it. Um, the people that say things to you like, "You look great," when actually you're struggling. How do you handle that?
Not just say like I'm dying inside, but I'm doing great.
So, have you ever had those like moments where somebody like tells you, "Oh my God, you look so great. You look so beautiful," and you're like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yep.
Do you handle it with grace, or do you like say something, or you just keep your cool and don't say anything until it becomes a problem?
I don't say anything.
Should people say something?
I mean, you say thank you.
You mentioned God a lot in your journey. Does faith help you get through the holidays?
Yes.
And how does it help you get through the holidays? What's one thing that is there a certain prayer or is there something that you look upon to God for strength or what's your thought process?
I just pray for that's between me and God.
Right. So basically you just pray. You pray.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you grateful for this holiday season? I think I know one thing.
I am grateful for my husband. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful I have a roof above my head. I am grateful my family. I am grateful just for today. I'm grateful for my brother and my sister and my dad. Every morning I say what I'm grateful for.
That's very important, actually. It's really, really important for a good mindset. But you have your book coming out soon.
Yay.
That's something to be grateful for, huh?
Yep.
If you could have one thing back from your pre-stroke life for the holidays, what would it be? Or are you at peace with where you are now?
Still struggling a little bit.
Okay. So then what is the one thing that you would want back from your pre-stroke life?
Well, my weight, one thing.
Okay.
Um, Driving.
Okay. Looking forward, what are your holiday plans this year? How are you approaching them differently?
I'm going to my brother's house
What's one goal you have for yourself this holiday season? One goal.
to talk more.
Okay, that's good. As a stroke and aphasia advocate, what message do you want to send other survivors heading into the holidays?
Have fun. Be in the moment.
That's really good. I like that. That could apply to anybody, right?
Yeah, I think that's it.
What would you say to the old Kristen if she knew that the holidays would be like this after the stroke? Like, would you tell her to slow down, health-wise, take better care of yourself? Like, what would you say to her?
I definitely tell myself to take care of myself more.
Yeah. And is it snowing in New Jersey?
Yes,
Okay, another question. Do you miss the mountains this time of year? Like, would you rather be in the mountains or would you rather be home?
I miss the mountains.
Yeah, I would say that the mountains are pretty magical this time of year. So
Mhm.
have you gone by Tony Soprano's house lately?
No.
You know I got to be funny, right? At some point. Uh, okay, everybody. So check out Kristen at www.kristentoepfer.com. Link will be in the podcast. And also get ready. Her new book is coming out very, very soon. It's going to be a really great book. A matter of fact, about the book, the next podcast, there will be a special announcement. But part of that podcast will also be a book launch. So we're really excited about that. And we're really excited about you as a listener. And we're grateful for you as listeners to be here to share this information with. This really great accomplishment for Kristen. So we are really looking forward to the next one with her book and showing everybody the book cover and the book itself. And we will let you know so you could order it. And you need to order it and put a great review down too, because Kristen has worked very, very hard on this. And when we talk about gratitude, we want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for listening to this podcast. We're grateful for you and happy holidays. Enjoy the holiday season.
Happy holidays.